So welcome to the short tutorial. This is group 9 where we're explaining various concepts concerning Stata. So the first question says how to create a working directory. Working directory, for you to create a working directory, it starts with opening Stata. Now you go to the Stata program, you double click it, and then it opens up the program. So for you to create a directory, basically you have to just go on the top left corner where it says file, click file, and then the drop down menu appears where you have to click on change working directory. When you click working directory, you will notice that there's a pop-up box that comes in, and then you have to select or look out for a folder where you want to select it as your working directory. So in my case, I'll go on desktop where I have a folder called group 9, and then I'll select that one. Automatically Stata recognizes folder group 9 which is on my desktop as my working directory. So to continue with that, we go on to the next question, which says how to create a log file. On this one, I'll pass on to my colleague who will explain further on that one.
So as my colleague was saying, now another question is how to create a log file. So to create a log file, you click where there is file, then you click log, then you click begin. So we save the log file to our working directory which we created at first, which is group 9. Then after that, we save it, we name it. So we name the log file as group 9 as well. After naming it, so you click save and it is saved.
Automatically you see that it will open a what? It will start to so you can see really automatically when you click save, it starts to what? To save whatever that appears on this one, and then whatever data set that we upload here will automatically be saved as a log file. For example, if I try to open any data set, let's say for instance I'm using IHS data set, I open data analysis folder, and then I go to my data set which is IHS. If I open any kind of data set here, automatically it will whatever that will be operations that will be taking place on this window will automatically be saved, more or less like a PDF or a text format. So if I try to run describe or to run summarize, whatever that I'm doing here will automatically be saved. Now for me to close this window, I just click a command, either log close. This command enables Stata to recognize that whatever activity that has been taking place for program has been closed. Then I click enter.
Have another method. We can click
file.
We click on file. We click on file.
So you click on file. You first exit the box. Then you click on file. On top. Yes.
Then we click on file. Then we click on login.
And then close. So the fact that we have already closed it, it's not showing an option close. But then if we hadn't closed at first, it means there would be an option here called close. That's for creating a log file.
That's how we create a log file.
Now, can someone explain now how to create a do file?
Yeah, on how to create a do file, first you have to go on the do file icon. When you open that, it will open you the do file, the do file window, where you will type your commands, and after you finish all the commands, you will go there where there's an icon you have to save. If you place that, it will open you another window which will give you the site where to save the do file and rename it. If you're done with that, then you go on save. That's how we create a do file.
Now, we're on opening Stata data and Excel. So one of my colleagues will start with how to open Stata data.
Okay, actually, here we are moving this case below file, where there's an icon called below file, where we open it. Actually, there will be a box that will pop up, and inside we are having a lot of files where we are going to select one of which. So in this case, in my case, I've opened a plot plotted area, which I will click it and it will pop up at the upper side of the Stata. Yeah.
Alright, to open an Excel file in Stata, first you click on File. After you click on File, you scroll down and you select Import. Then you select Excel Spreadsheet. Then there'll come a pop-up box and you click right here on Browse. When you select Browse, you choose your Excel file. You click it and you scroll down here and you open. And before you click OK, you have to select this option of Import First Row as Variable Names. When you select that, then you click OK. Then you click Yes. And that's how you open an Excel file in Stata.
Now, one of the colleagues will also explain how we try to find out missing variables.
Okay, to check for missing variables in a data set, we just type the command. We just type the command count if missing variable. Count if missing variable. So we choose our variable. So here our variable C. Then you click enter. So when you click enter, it shows that in our we have 3 missing values in variable C. So that's how we check for missing variables in a data set.
We'll now demonstrate how to actually check for missing variable.
So checking for missing variable, we use Stata by generating observation variable. Then we plot a graph.
Check out.
Yeah, it's checking outliers.
Okay. So the graph will show the outliers where. Okay, so the graph will show variables. So the way the variables are scattered will show where we can see a dot that is away from where other observations are showing.
Yeah. So as already demonstrated, you can see that the mean ranges from 0 to 500, which means any observation that is probably beyond this observation 0 to 500 can be our outlier. That is to show we see a dot that is beyond 1500. So in this our case, we can take this as our outlier. Yeah.
Okay, to deal with an outlier, you drop an outlier, whereby you command, you condition drop if, then you select where an outlier appears, whereby in our case we are self area reported. Then after commanded self area reported, then you select, in our case self area reported, we have an outlier appears above 1000, so you command greater than 1000. Yeah, so to check the duplicate, you command duplicate report, whereby you select the observation, the variable, then you enter.
So you can see it brings the 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 duplicates that you have. So copies, it shows the number of duplicate per observation that you have. In this case, if you talk of one, it means you have 37 duplicates per one observation. And then the surplus shows the extra duplicates that you have as compared to that particular duplicate. For instance, if you have 2 copies of that particular duplicate, amongst that one you have 30 observations. It means out of these ones, if you have the real data, the real data out of these 30 observations is 13. I think that's how it goes. So can someone please explain how do you deal with duplicates?
So I want to do how to do with it duplicates. Then first we type on the command prompt drop if, then we choose the variable, then we type 2 equal signs, then we choose the variable. For example, we choose the variable 50, then type enter. That's how we do it.
So in this case, it is showing that we have dropped almost 26 observations in the variable.
Alright, when you want to summarize the data or the observations, you just type summarize, then enter.
Yeah, so you can see that it brings a summary statistic table showing you the number of observations, the mean. You can see that the GPS area reported has 16,459 observations. You can see that the mean is 0.80254557, and then the standard deviation, the mean, and the max. So this is, in other words, this is a summary statistic.
How to regress the variable? We type regress, then we go to independent variable. After that, we go to self variable. Dependent variable, then we type enter.
Yeah, so it brings you the regression table showing the coefficients, the constants, and the F state and all that. Yeah. So now, for you now to interpretation of the coefficients. So we have regressed GPS area reported and self area reported. This data shows the correction of the area recorded by the GPS and one which was self-reported by the household head. Now, in our results here, you find out that according to the results that were given here, it shows that a 1 unit increase in GPS of area reported results into a decrease of 0.0007297 decrease in what? In self area reported. That's how we interpret the coefficient. Yeah, so that's how we interpret the results. So you've seen that we've actually undergone through several areas, basically concerning Stata, how to create variables and all that. Yeah, so this was an intro to Stata analysis. Thank you very much for your attention.